I hate to tell you this, but you probably suck at conversations. But it isn't really your fault. From my experience, I've seen that most people suck at conversations and talking to other people. And it's probably one of the most important skills you can develop because think about it. When you are a great conversationalist, when you have great social skills, it impacts so many areas of your life. First of all, every job or business requires you to talk to other people. So, whatever career you decide to go into, it's usually some element of talking, negotiating, and making connections with other people. Some careers are less dependent on this element, other careers are more dependent on this element. But regardless, without this element, you are going to fail and you're not going to get as high in your progress as you could have gotten with great social speaking skills. At the same time, not only does it impact your career, but it also impacts your relationships. And here I am talking about your romantic relationships because how much of a good conversationalist you are is going to have a huge impact on the romantic partner that you are going to find. Because let's be honest, nobody wants to spend their life with someone who is terrible at conversations because most moments that we spend together are just that. They are not the crazy trip or the 10 out of 10 party experience with champagne and popping bottles and all of that. It's actually those quiet moments where you are sitting in front of somebody and you're just talking, you are just expressing ideas and articulating yourself. Not only that, at the same time, the friendships that you have are based solely on conversations because your friends are people who you speak to, not people that you run with, not people that you fight with, wrestle with. Well, sometimes, obviously, but the thing is, this skill transcends and impacts so many of your areas of your life that if you do not develop it, you will just first of all have terrible results, but second of all, you will leave out so much potential on the table. Now, how do I know this? Well, in my career, I've spent the last 8 years teaching people how to speak English better. I've actually done more than 10,000 hours of teaching people how to be better speakers in English, but more often than not, it was teaching them how to be better conversationalists, overall, how to have better conversations. And the actual thing that I've learned that most people suck at speaking, most people are terrible at speaking, it comes from that experience because I've seen people who are okay at speaking, I've seen people who are terrible at speaking, and I've seen people who are actually good at speaking. And I've been able to transform many people from really weird and awkward speakers to really confident and self-assured speakers that are charismatic and people love spending time with them. Now, the trick is I will show you 3 rules that I've used in my career because my career was mostly speaking. It was conversations with customers, negotiating, presenting, and overall just expressing my thoughts to other people. Even this is expressing my thoughts to other people. So I've learned 3 rules that helped me to become better. But at the same time, I've been able to help others transform from someone who is maybe a little bit awkward, a little bit cringe, a little bit weird when speaking, to someone who's confident, charismatic, and open. So I want to do that to you. I want to distill it into the simplest things that basically anyone can do. Regardless if you're a really charismatic person or maybe you're a little bit more of a calm and neutral person. It works for all personality types. Now, first thing that we need to get out of the way, because I think that this one is going to be the hardest one. This is what keeps you stuck in conversations. This is what ruins all the possible good interactions you could have. And I'm going to be honest, it's you. But it's not what you think it is. Because the thing that stops you isn't your personality, your voice, your appearance, even the way you articulate thoughts. It's actually your self-obsession. It's you think about yourself too much, to the point where it actually hurts you in every conversation that you go into. Because what happens is you are going to meet someone new, or you are going for a potential job interview, or you are going to just create a networking relationship with some other business person. And what is happening in your head is you are obsessing over how they will perceive you. So you think that you are so important that when you go into the meeting, they're going to look at how your eyes look, how your hairstyle looks, how you're speaking, and you are trying to control their perception of you. Which, by the way, you cannot. Like, they will perceive you as they will perceive you. You can only control things within yourself. But that this person needs to like me attitude, that attitude that comes from self-obsession, is there because, first of all, you are insecure, right? So it immediately puts you in this scarcity mindset of, I need to get this person to like me. This is what you are thinking before a meeting. Oh, this person needs to like me. This person needs to think that I am smart, or this person needs to think that I am cool, or this person needs to think that I am confident. All of those thoughts are actually ruining the possibility of a great social interaction, and they are ruining basically your social skills, because you're obsessing over yourself. You are thinking about how much they are going to perceive your either positive things. So this is basically your ego when you are thinking about all the positive things that they will see about you. Or on the other side, this is like your insecurity speaking, which is probably ego as well, and you're thinking about all the negative things that they are going to perceive about you. I'm going to let you in on a little secret, okay? So listen to me right now. The way you think about yourself, it's very likely, I would say it's 99% likely, unless they've seen this video, they are thinking that about themselves too. So when you are obsessing about how they will perceive you, and that you need to look smart, and that you cannot look stupid, and that you need to present yourself in a certain way, they are thinking the same thing. And they are also obsessing about your perception of them. So you are playing this funny game where they are thinking about how you will perceive them, and that you have to perceive them in a good light, and you are thinking about how they will perceive you in a good light. And this basically paralyzes your social interactions. Now, we can use that system for the improvement of your social skills. So we've already established that most people are self-obsessed. You are probably self-obsessed as well. But instead of trying to actually obsess over your own traits, and here the big one is charisma. So step one would be stop obsessing over yourself. Step two would be stop trying to be charismatic. And I used to do this as well. I would watch like Will Smith videos, and he's just like walking into this room, right? And he's like clicking at everyone and having smiles, right? And he's just giving people eyes. And you're just trying to like walk into the room like charismatic, confident. The same experience when I'm watching interviews with Matthew McConaughey. The guy is just like, charisma is flowing out of him, right? He's telling stories, he's entertaining, he's using his body language, full of energy. And when I was younger, I tried to replicate that. I tried to go in and do the same thing. I tried to be Matthew McConaughey, or I tried to be Will Smith. So this was like the normal version of charisma. I tried to be charismatic, right? You change your voice a little bit, you try to throw some jokes, right? Or stuff like that. You try to be cool. But I've learned this great idea, and I've learned this partly throughout my work, but I've never been able to articulate this idea. And then I heard it on a Modern Wisdom podcast from Chris Williamson, where he spoke about inverse charisma. So what I want you to do, step two, is don't focus on your own charisma, or like the traditional definition of charisma. Focus on inverse charisma. Now, what is inverse charisma? And I think that this is best demonstrated by this thought that think about the people that you like the most, right? So you probably have a person that you really love spending your time with, that makes you feel great, and that they are probably someone who you are a really good friend with, and you can spend a lot of time with them. Now, is this person really charismatic? Probably not. What's going on is this person, and is this person the most interesting person in the world? Probably not as well. What is happening is this person is making you feel like you are the most interesting person in the world. So, because of that, all of a sudden you have this great social energy and vibe and interaction with them, right? It's not that they tell the craziest stories. It's not that they are able to have this like charisma, that Will Smith, Matthew McConaughey charisma. It's that they make you feel like you are the most charismatic and interesting person in the room. There is also this experiment, so Chris also talks about it, where there is a person that is on a flight, and of course on the flight there are random seats, and the person who's taking part in the experiment has to go onto the plane, sit next to a passenger, and then not give them any information about themselves. So they can give zero information to the passenger, but what their objective, what their mission is to go to the passenger and ask them questions about themselves, right? So the flight goes on. By the way, I don't know how they did that. It must have been very difficult, right? But they don't, like, even the name. They don't give them their name. They don't give them their surname. So they are asking questions about the other person all the time asking questions about the other person. And the researchers, so the passenger who didn't know they were in an experiment, gets off the plane, and the researchers ask this passenger, so we are doing a regular routine checkup. We are asking our customers about their flight experience. So how was your flight? And this guy comes on and, Jesus, I was sitting next to this very interesting, hyper interesting guy. We spoke about so many things. It was a wonderful experience. And the researcher goes, oh, so what was his name? I don't know what his name was, right? Because this is perfect example of reverse charisma. So when we speak about ourselves, the things that we say are the most important to us, right? Our opinions are the most important, not the opinions of other people. So when we use inverse charisma, what we are doing is we don't have to be the performer, the charismatic one. Our mission is to make the other person feel charismatic. And this mindset of I want to make the other person feel more charismatic takes you out of this needy, please like me, or I need to be charismatic. Because you put the focus on them, right? You change it from trying to be this superstar, celebrity, cool guy. You're like, how can I make this person feel like a celebrity? How can I make this person more charismatic? How can I make this person feel better? So immediately it takes you out of this anxiety and like you behaving weirdly because you're trying to showcase some sort of a persona, right? That isn't real. You're just putting on a show for other people. Takes you out of it, and you just put your focus on them. And the third step in all of this is making them a priority and actually operationalizing it. So we've discussed, first of all, stop being self-obsessed because it makes you anxious, weird, and like needy in social interactions, and it destroys your social interactions. Second, use inverse charisma. You don't need to be charismatic, but if you want to have great relationships, make sure that you make the other person feel charismatic, right? Now, how do you do this? Well, you make them a priority operationally by asking wonderful questions. So I've basically made a career of asking people great questions, because when I was teaching people English, and I still am, What I do is I try to ask them questions that are very interesting to them, which first of all makes them much more likely to speak, because when they speak about their own interests, they immediately feel more confident. Second of all, it makes them feel much more interesting in the moment. So I am able to make them feel good about this hard activity of speaking in English. Think about this, right? Most non-natives dread, they hate speaking in English. Now I can turn the situation around completely, so I can make somebody feel good about speaking in English, right? This is what I do in my private community, right? Fluent and Fearless, where I just ask people deep questions about themselves, and because of that, I am able to make them feel confident and strong in an area where they wouldn't feel strong otherwise. Now, the big thing here is what do I mean by asking great questions? Well, think about the social interactions that you've had, and let's say you meet someone and hi, how are you? And where are you from? And they say, oh, I'm from London. Oh, you're from London. And you ask, oh, how's the weather there? Not good. No, not good. Right. How are the restaurants there? Yeah, we have a lot of restaurants. This is good. Oh, great. You're asking these like short-ended questions. Like technically they are open, but they are really not. Now think about this interaction. You meet someone. Oh, hi, how are you? Yeah, great to meet you. Where are you from? Oh, I'm from London. Whoa, what's it like there? And then all of a sudden this bam thing opens up, because like, what's it like there? Ooh, this is actually a great question, right? That you can ask to someone. And so you start with asking questions that enable the person more to express their opinions. Because a question like how is the weather in London it doesn't enable the person to express themselves, because like the weather is very objective, but like what's it like there in London? It's asking about their opinion. So asking about people's opinions is really powerful here. Now, once you get that like flow, you break the ice, right? In the beginning, you ask all of those questions and you're having a good connection with them. What I love to do is ask people deep questions that they are not usually asked. So I like asking people, what was your biggest fear when you were younger? A lot of power there, right? You can learn about a person, you can get to know a person better. What is your biggest goal in life? That's another one. What is an experience that makes you cry? That's a powerful question, right? So you're trying to ask about the things that most people will never ask them about. And don't become an overthinker here and like, oh, they will think about me. Like self-obsession, remember, right? This is going through in your social interactions. Forget about all that self-obsession and I need to look a certain way. Just let it go. Just make the other person feel seen. Be present with them, right? So, this also like on the benefit for you, you will learn so much from listening to other people. It's unbelievable how much knowledge I've been able to accumulate just by listening to other people and not trying to be the smartest one in the room, letting people educate me on stuff, letting people show me what they think and so on. So you're also getting a benefit from it. Not only are you getting great relationships and you're feeling wonderful because you're connected to other people and you're present with them, but you are also enabling them to educate you, right? And I love this from John D. Rockefeller, the first billionaire in the world, the richest man in the world, and he never spoke in meetings. Well, he spoke, but rarely. He always listened. And I think that there is a lot of power in listening, because when you're listening, you're learning. When you're speaking, you're just letting other people know what you know. But when you're listening, that's when you are accumulating knowledge, right? You're getting the questions right. And yeah, I mean, I think that this is what most people miss. So, in short, to summarize it, first, let go of your self-obsession. Stop trying to be this cool guy, Jesus Christ, whatever, and they need to perceive you in a certain way. It's just going to ruin those interactions. So, forget about this. Then, because it makes you anxious, it makes you weird, honestly. You behave like someone who has problems with social interactions. And people can feel that needy energy, that you need their approval. Second, use inverse charisma. You don't need to be the most interesting person in the room. You don't need to have the craziest stories. You don't need to be the Will Smith or Matthew McConaughey in a room. But make the other person feel like they are Matthew McConaughey or Will Smith. Make them feel like they are the most interesting person in the room. And third of all, make them a priority by asking very good questions, open-ended questions that enable them to express their opinion. Because that's where all the power is. That's where all the magic happens and the social connection happens. Not with close-ended questions, with open-ended questions, and just allow yourself to be present with other people and to watch your social life transform, watch your conversations transform. Because when you are present with other people and they feel seen, they are just you will become a social magnet. Like, you will have so many social interactions that you just cannot basically be free from other people, because they're just going to go to you like flies, right? Like mosquitoes on a very warm day. Now, this is it for me today. Apply these lessons in your next conversation. Try to stop obsessing over yourself. Use inverse charisma. Make the other person feel like they are the most interesting person in the world. And do that, third one, by asking really open-ended questions that enable them to express their opinion. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you've loved this advice and you want more advice to speak English fearlessly, work globally, and live a life without limits, subscribe to this channel. I was Adrian, and see you in the next one.